Hello. Okay, I think the mic is on and set it now. So I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. The mic is sounding up right now. So basically, it's sounding up now. But let me know in the comment section. I think you guys should drop a comment to know if it's fantastic on your end. Welcome, guys. And okay, welcome everyone. Um, to today's live stream. Okay, fantastic. So let me go through the comments in a minute. Okay, welcome everyone. Let me go through. I'm trying to share the links to the various groups we have to spread an awareness for people to join in on the live stream. And then we are going to proceed from there. And so I'll be going through the comments a brief in a minute or two to basically reply every person who is making a comment. So you've just got to bear with me. So okay. So we have in Cassiope saying good evening, Shifu sir. Good evening, mom. How are you doing? Hope you're good. And hope you are fine. Okay. Uh Amos says good evening, my rabbi. Amos, how are you doing? Abibanu Angus, greetings as well. Philip, greetings as well. Victor, greetings as well. I'll try and go to as many persons' comments as possible. Okay, Victor says we can't hear you. That was when we were having issues with the sound, but I think we have gone past that as well. GM, Shifu. Victor, how are you? How are you? So Namdi Simeon says the voice is not coming out from our end on Twitter. Nandi, hope the voice is coming out now from your end, and I hope you're able to hear me clearly from your end right now. Kingsley in the BC says good evening, Burst. And Amos says loud and clear. Okay. Zamira says good evening, Daddy. Zamira, how are you doing? Hope you're good. Hope you're fine. Hope you are great. So Zamira, please send me a message after this live stream. I would love to speak with you. Send me a message on my DM after this live stream. Yeah, Mike is good now. Okay, okay. I'm going to Shifu of the Most High. Good evening, boss. We can hear you loud and clear. Awesome, awesome. Phillips is fantastic, sounding well. Ifine says, good evening, boss, and how are you doing today? I am doing great. I'm splendid. I'm super strong. I'm super excited for the season we are in, the period we are in, and I believe um, we are in a period where the opportunity for anybody to change your life, it's so wide, it's so much available. And I pray that every one of you who comes to my live streams, you watch me on YouTube, you watch me on Facebook, you watch me on Twitter X, I pray that you achieve more than your greatest desires. I pray that you, whatever financial freedom, financial level you want to attain, I pray that you really attain it faster than you can even think, faster you can imagine. It's what I wish for every single person who joins our live streams, everybody who joins in, who shares the live streams, who invites people to get to watch and learn as well. The good you are spreading around, I pray the good comes back to you. The good comes back to you. I can't overemphasize. There are so many persons who have become so, have been joining the live stream now, and they're so excited because someone shared it to them. Somebody shared it to their Facebook page. Someone shared it to their WhatsApp, and they were able to join in. So basically, I wish um, you well as well. Um, so the handler is posting something on the so I just pinned it now so you guys could see it. So Aguni Ifine says, what does it say? It says, boss, my first made digicard token is still locked. I've dropped a DM to your messenger. I will drop another after this class. Please guide me on what next to do. So if you check the digicard telegram, there are guides and procedures they've posted there, and I don't think anybody should there. You could also ask on their group, on their telegram group. They are definitely going to give you like a procedure, and I think it's been posted repeatedly a couple of times. But I try to see how I will. One thing I think I'm going to do this week is to inform my team to do a post, an update post on whatever is required. Like, because I think they may have not done that, they will do it to all the group chats. So those who are yet to do what they need to do regarding that, we attend to it as well. Attend to it as well. But having the time to personally guide you, I honestly won't have that time. But I'll make sure they repost it so it's definitely available for you as well. Philip said, good evening, Master. I miss you. Seeing you is giving me joy. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Philip. Samuel, good evening, Shifu Stars. Great, good evening, Samuel. Jeffrey, good evening, Shifu. Femi Omoboye says Shifu over time. Griffin, Shifu. Yippee. Francisca just got the top fan badge. Clap for Francisca. Clap for her. She just got the top fan badge on Facebook. I'm clapping for her. I'm clapping for her now. Hope you guys clap for her too. So, greetings, Shifu, Chris, greetings, Forex Trading Bot. But Shifu and every participant here. So, Forex Trading Bot is greeting everybody here. The Shifu is here, the students are here, and they will only have to prepare the great Shifu himself. Greetings, everyone. And basically, I'm just going to start and then I'm going to still go through the comments. Dube, good evening, boss. Dube, how are you doing and how is South Africa? Hope you're good, hope you're fine. Ebe Alicia says, good evening, boss. Shifu, greetings as well. Shifu Style, how is Spain today? Spain is fine, it's fine, 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 fine as well. So, House of Better, we're also live on TikTok. I don't know how that is done, but if we're also live on TikTok, probably you have to post the link for orders on the Telegram and all that as well. So those who want to join on TikTok can actually join and hop on TikTok. So if we are live on TikTok, that means we are live on 5 different platforms at a go, which is a huge one, right? So we're now live on 5 different platforms. That's amazing. An amazing an amazing one and amazing progress actually. So our live trading session, let's get started. Let's get started. Let's get started. So first of all, I want to say this, which is also very super important, and that is in anything you're doing in life, be it cryptos, be it anything, but we're emphasizing on cryptos now. Times and seasons is very important. Very important. Over time and over the years, we've had about 7 disruptions and that have changed the world. It has shifted the way people behave, the way people like, the way people love, the way people think, the way people relate. And each of these technological innovations has disrupted everything, the process of the world, such that people thrive and live based on these things. And right now, we are at the endpoint of global adoption for the 7th disruption, which is the blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. And we are at the inception or the start of the 8th disruption, which has to do with AI. And then we evolved to where we're talking about cloud computing, quantum computing. So we are in between the 8th and the 9th disruption of the world as we speak right now. That means that if people who are still contemplating, is crypto a thing, should I get involved in crypto, honestly speaking, they are super late, number one, and they are really outdated right now. And so it's very important to know that. Now, basically there is a theory that was formulated sometime in 1962. So from 1962 to 2000 is 40 years, right? From 2000 to 2024 is 60 years, right? And then we have a range of food for the past 74 to 78 years. This theory has been constant. It's called the DOI. It's called the DOI. So let me type it, the DOI. If you go on Google, you could type it out, it could pop up and help you. Now, the DOI is basically the diffusion of innovation theory. The diffusion of innovation theory. This theory was formulated by a man called E.M. Rogers in 1962. Now, the division of innovation theory explains how innovation spread through the population, it spreads through the world, it spreads through the people. So when an invention comes that is new, how long it takes from what stage to what stage it moves through. So based on the definition of innovation theory, every innovation that ever comes into the world goes through 5 stages. And I've mentioned this before, but I'm just re-emphasizing it again for based on what I'm teaching today. The first is the innovators. The innovators are those who create this invention. So we could use the mobile phone, right? The mobile phone is those who created the mobile phone. We had the BlackBerry in those days, right? We have um, Sony Ericsson. He used to thrive as a very big phone those days. We have Motorola, right? Sony Ericsson, Motorola, Nokia. We had Nokia, right? So the innovators, we have Samsung, we have the iPhone. So these are the innovators. Basically, the innovators are those who are starting, who began this invention. So I'm using the mobile phone as a case study. And then from the after the innovator, the second stage, we have the early adopters. The early adopters are those who adopt an innovation at an early stage and riding with it. And after that, we have the early majority. The early majority are those who are from the masses. They are early, but not as early as early adopters, but they are among the early majority. And then we have the fourth to the, which is the final stage, but not the least stage. The final stage are what we call the late majority. And after the late majority, we have the laggards. The laggards could be like the losers. These are the slowest set of persons to ever come on board. Among the laggards, sometimes we could have extremely successful people. At the same time, we could also have fools. So in the laggards, we have majority of the masses there. And these are people who are always very, very late to the party. In other words, I would even say the laggards are like the exit liquidity of the first four levels. They are just coming to make the same mistake they keep on making. And what is the mistake they keep on making? Being late to possible innovations that could literally change their life because they don't like change. So many people don't like change. But the truth is, in life, change is constant. Whether you like it or not, change is constant. It's something we have to learn how to adapt to easily on a steady basis. Now, based on these five levels, based on these five stages, which I'm referring to now, let me use crypto as a case study because the majority of you are listening to me because of cryptocurrencies, because of blockchain, because of Web3. And let us use this as a case study. So, when we talk about the innovations, we're talking about the Vitalik Buterin, right? I think some of you saw the video where I was in a session where Vitalik Buterin was. Some of you will view my status would have seen that video and all that. So we have Vitalik, which is the founder of Ethereum. These are the innovators. We have Satoshi Nakamoto, which is a pseudonym, an innovator. We have the creators of Litecoin. We have Charlie Lee, is a pseudonym. We have people like what's it called again? I have a couple of these amazing names. We have Sandeep Polygon, right? We have a couple of these first guys who created this first major protocols, the founders of Dash. We have the Winker. I don't know how to pronounce it, but like the Winker-Volf twins, right? There's this twin brother that's super, super rich, super rich. I think at the time they kind of sued Facebook, the founder Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, if I could recall correctly, based on news and data. I think they sued Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook at the time. These guys are among the innovators. They are among the people who started this crypto stuff like that. The first they were creating this coins and this stuffs and all that. And we know what happens about them. They are super, super rich. Am I right? They are like the billionaires. When we're mentioning the top 50 billionaires in the crypto space in the Web3 world, you mentioned the innovators who started these things. So the innovators in any of these technological inventions many a times used to be those who make the most amount of money. And then we have the early adopters. The early adopters, one of the case study I always use a lot is there's this guy which I think he was said to have bought Bitcoin for when Bitcoin was around $1. And anytime I'm trying to mention his name, I'm always forgetting his name. But there's somebody who usually helps to remind me of his name here. Somebody is the name Kingsley always reminds me of that guy's name. But he's quite very popular. So if you can recall his name, you could please drop it in the comment section. So and I think I'm gonna bringing him on our live streams this year. I'll be bringing him, hosting him on our live stream sometime this year. Da Vinci, God bless you, Da Vinci. So I'll be hosting Da Vinci sometime this year on our live streams to probably and just have to look through his interim and when he's going to be available for that. But Da Vinci is the person I was trying to recall. So Da Vinci is basically among the early adopters, right? And we have a lot of guys too. We among the early adopters, and these people are people who were like the first set of person. These guys were involved in cryptos some way back like 2014, way back like 2013, way back like 2018. 12 and all that as well. And then we now have the early majority. Now, the early majority are those of us who got in around 2016, 17, 18, the likes of us, some persons 2019 and to the 2020 and that stuff. These are like early majority, right? We are all in the category of early majority as well. So myself, I'm in the category of early majority. So you could say I'm in between early adopter and early majority, because if you even go to my socials, you would have seen me preaching about crypto, bitcoins, and blockchain from way back 2016, 15. So if you check me on Facebook, you go on my page and you click on search, and then you try to pop up my name, you would definitely see me pop, and maybe you type Bitcoin on the search, or you type what is it called? You type Bitcoin on the search, right? Or you type um, um what is the word to use now? So if you type Bitcoin on the charts, you type I'm coming. If you type Bitcoin on the charts, you type um that's referring to, I'm actually referring to um my, I don't know what this person is saying. So I'm virtually referring to, you would see how early I was, right? Talking about cryptos, and I've been here for a very long time, for a very long time. And there are a couple of persons too, I believe, who are watching, and over 700 plus of you guys that are connected. Definitely among the early majority as well. And then we have the late majority. Late majority are people who are coming into the space from like next year, are the late majority. People who are coming in from 2025 into cryptos are late majority. And we're having the institutions are coming in now. The institutions are coming in, they are among the late majority. But the difference between the institutions and most of us right now, the institutions, they have the money, right? We are having the ETF reports, the ETFs being approved here. Every single thing I told you guys about the ETFs is coming to play and happening way already. So I think this is very important. If you haven't gotten the ETF report, you haven't joined the ETF report, make sure you get the ETF report so you won't miss out. Because if you look at everything I started predicting about the ETF from way back from the beginning of this year, is playing out perfectly well. When I talked about Bitcoin reaching a new all-time high even before the halving, we got that played out perfectly well, faster than what people imagined. I talked about the market being different from what people used to and what they expected, and we're seeing. I talk about an Ethereum ETF that is going to come up after Bitcoin ETF, and I told you guys the Ethereum ETF will be approved. I told you guys weeks way ahead of time, and guess what? We saw the ETF report actually approved. And I told you guys after the ETF report, there will be specific altcoin ETFs coming out as well. And that is where the juicy is. And most people are not talking about, are not emphasizing. I started talking about this way weeks and months. And we're seeing everything I'm saying playing out right before our eyes. Now, I am not a financial advisor. You don't have to take any financial advice from me. Everything I say here is basically based on educational purposes and based on the level of research and data I have. It's just basically personal opinion. Now, if you look at based on everything that have been said over time, like the track record is yes, I come on live here and say everything. When somebody comes on live stream and constantly puts it there, it's like walking on a slippery slope. You could just say something, you could make a slippery mistake, and then people lose money, and boom, it's a very slippery. So if I'm coming up live to say things, it's because I'm very certain, I'm very sure to a great extent, and based on the level of research and data I am exposed to and the network I have available to me. And you can actually tap into it to benefit yourself if you either join the bull run group or most importantly get the ETF report. Any of this will definitely be of help to you as well. So we have the late majority, and these guys are going to be coming into crypto. And people were coming into Notcoin and a lot of these coins, and then most of this airdrop. A lot of people are doing the tap swap and stuff, and most of these airdrops that are going on right now. Even people who don't really know what crypto is, people are trying to, we are in that season, right? We're in the season because a lot of crypto folks are going to be making so much money. Like, you know what happens on social media, different people posting their cars, some people posting their houses, some people posting their different people are going to be posting what they've made out of cryptos. You know, this urge to want to show the world how much they've made, what has happened. We'll have a lot of that going on this season. And when you have a lot of this going on this season, social media goes crazy, the blogs goes crazy all over the world, and then we'll have so many people want to get. They'll be like, whoa, this is the next big thing, and they want to get in. So these people are forming the late majority, and then we have laggards. Laggards are those who are going to be coming later on. They're going to be coming later on. So the late majority still has a chance of making money only if they do it rightly, only if they do it rightly. And doing it rightly has to do with being plugged. I mean, I have a lot of people who are reaching out to me now. They don't know anything about cryptos. It's their first time. And what am I trying to do for this set of persons is I tell them that even if you pay me to join the bull run group, I want to take you through a beginner training first. So I'll give you access to like a couple of the because on our YouTube channel we have like a beginner list for those who are crypto beginners, which anybody who you know is a crypto beginner can actually go through that list and learn to some extent. And then once that is done, I then now give them access to our BTP course on the House of Wealth University website. So they can go on the website, create an account, and I'll give them access to the course for free. And so they can literally learn, because the course is basically BTP. It teaches you from the beginner part to the pro part of cryptos, and they become grounded in a point whereby okay, they can now start getting involved. And guess what? Then I now add them into the group. So if you have somebody who is new in crypto, wants to learn and maximize it, but also wants to plug into the group, so you could actually make them reach out to Shifu and let them get into to pay into the bull run group and know that then we go through that beginner training even before being added into the bull run group for their own personal advantage as well. But that aside, we still ever cannot afford getting in. There's also beginner content on the YouTube channel. If you check the playlist section on our House of Work, you would see that the person can actually go through that as well. Now, back to what I was saying. So basically, there's a late majority. They could really make money if they do it rightly. And then we have the laggards. Laggards do not really make money. The only people in the laggards category that make money are those who are really rich. So I will not let me do this. Let me go to Google, right? I'll go to Google and type, let me share the screen. So you see here. So this is what I've been explaining to us, right? About it, the first stage, the innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and the laggards. That's why I said if you like go on Google, you can literally see it everywhere and all that. So it's known. It's been over 70 years. So it's not like this is new. It's been in the world over 70 years. So basically, if you want to understand how does an innovation spread, what stage you are in, you could literally utilize it and you will literally get to know that very, 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 very well. Now, I stipulated, now there's something I'm much more concerned about. And what I'm much more concerned about is the money making part. The money making part in anything. What is the money making parts? Who are the ones making the most money? I mean, that's why my name is Wealth. My name is Wealth because I make money, right? That's what intrigues me the most. How do I make the most money? That is what's concerned. And I don't, if you're like me, then that is what matters, right? So let me do this. Let me look for a video, right? There's a video I want to play. It's just 1 minute. Video is just 1 minute. I want to play it for you guys. So the moment I play this video, just drop a comment if you can hear it. So I'm sure that maybe you can hear the sound of the video very well. So I'm pausing it now. Okay, it's not showing. Okay, fantastic. Let me do this. I think in this way I should be able to play the.
So the CEO of Coca-Cola made 50
So
million bucks last year.
drop a comment.
A
Let
lot
me
of
know
money,
if
right?
you
Okay,
can
that's earned
hear
income.
as well while you're watching it. It's
Government's going
just
to take
1
half of
minute.
it.
1
Warren
second.
Buffett
Hold on.
invested in Coca-Cola. He was paid $508 million
Come on.
last year. That's passive income.
As a dividend?
Yeah. And you know how many people on the internet want to be the boss?
A lot.
Dude, the boss don't make any money. The investor does.
Mm,
Don't be the boss. Don't be the CEO. Be the investor.
yeah.
Just invest. And what does Warren do? Warren is how I got in real estate. I started buying real estate because I studied the old man. The old man's only invested in stocks, right? I'm like, I'm not going to do stocks because I don't like them. But what I wanted to learn from Warren Buffett, what was he doing? He didn't buy low and sell high.
What was he doing?
He bought fair value at a fair price. He bought the best quality at a fair price. He wasn't looking for the day a stock went down to $1. He's never done that. He invests in companies that all cash flow, leaders in their space. Coca-Cola, Apple Computer. He didn't buy Apple Computer for years until he understood that Apple Computer was a cash flow company because of iTunes. Everything he buys is really real estate.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Good to know that you guys are hearing. So now you could listen to what he just said. What Grant Cardone says. I love listening to him because in a way he thinks money. I like money talks. Like money talks. You understand what I'm saying? Now I came up with a theory called the CITIMP. The CITIMP, and I will tell you what the CITIMP means. The CITIMP involves on the three, I call it the three channels of money makers in every invention. So for every invention or innovation that comes into the business side of it, those who make the most amount of money are fall into one of these three categories. Now, what the CI means? The CI are the creators and innovators. The creators and innovators. So those who create these cryptos and create these coins or innovate these coins are basically one of the people who make the most amount of money. So there are people. Today we even have influencers, right, who are creating coins. So some say they are creating coins to rock people and make people lose money and stuffs and all that. And whatever opinion they have. So I'm not buying any of those coins, and I'm not talking about any of them. But basically, some people are losing money, some are making money, and all that. But whether who is right or not is not my focus today. I'm not focusing on that, who is right or who is wrong. My focus is that those were creators and innovators, whether they're innovating for the right purpose or the wrong purpose, this is what making a lot of money. I mean, they are making a lot of money because they are creators and innovators. There are people who are doing it for the right reasons. There are those who are doing it for the wrong reasons to scam people as well. But this is the thing. Um, Out of 100 creators in the industry, let's say the crypto industry, in the blockchain industry, you have to know the truth. That out of 100, only just about five actually care about innovation. The rest only care about making money. And this is a hard truth you have to tell yourself. As creators and innovators come into this space, they are coming with a mindset to tell you, make you feel positive about their projects make you feel like they care about innovation, but at the end of the day, they are all just here to make money. And you have to realize that fact. So when you realize that fact, you are not blindly obsessed with any project at all. Know when to move on. I keep on telling you guys, know when to cut your losses. If you're 10-20% loss and you don't feel comfortable, move on. Leave out and go over to the next thing. But these are the first set of people. So the second category are the traders and the investors. The traders and the investors. Now, the investors are the one who actually make the most amount of money, which you could see based on Grant Cardon's explanations. But the investors are those who invest in the right platforms, invest in right things. Now, an investor does not necessarily need to always be active. An investor does not really care whether the market is going up and coming down. That's what traders do. That's not the concern of an investor. An investor knows when to get in and what to get in on and when to get out. That's why I talk about most people. Most of the people who get a lot of people who get the ETF report always have the investor mindset, right? And even those who join the bull run group, I try to teach them to understand the investor mindset a bit, because if you really want to be super rich in this bull run, you need to have that investor mindset. So a lot of these teachings and stuff I've done, which are exclusively available for people who are either in the bull run group or have access to the ETF. So you can make sure you join the bull run group so you can have access to all those teachings and all that. Or join the ETF. One of them, any of them, could literally be helpful to you, because you also know what you should invest in as an investor. So an investor, you have peace of mind. An investor doesn't need to be checking the chart every single day, every single hour. You don't need that. An investor just does what is right. So the video I just played that explains it and expatiates to open your mind a bit in that aspect. The traders speculate. The traders speculate. They speculate on price differences. They speculate on what is happening. They look at the chart. Like what I'm about to do today is basically from the point of a trader. But this is the thing most people don't know, is that if you want to succeed as a trader in any space, you want to trade stocks, you want to trade futures, you want to trade cryptos, you want to trade forex, you have to approach trading from a professional point of view. How do I mean from a professional point of view? You have to actually decide that, okay, you want to become a professional. You want to copy a professional. If you have no desire for any of these two things, please don't get involved in trading. You will only just keep getting your hands burnt. I repeat, if you really want to get involved in trading, you have to tell yourself two things. It's either you want to become a professional over time, or you want to follow a professional, get along with a professional. If you're not in any of these two categories, please do not get involved in trading. It will only cause you pain. It will only cause. Just approach crypto as an investor. Invest in the right coins and go to sleep. Do not bother about it. I mean, I have people who come and reach out to me, and this person is telling me, Shifu, I want this, I want that. And I'm like, there's a lot of emotions and roller coaster involved with this trading thing. I do not just want you to just get involved in the trading. What I will advise you to do is just approach you, do what you're doing. You're a business person. Invest in the right coins. If you invest in the right coins, your life will change forever. You will end up making more money than some people who are trading. I bet you sometimes some of the most profitable people in the crypto space are not even traders. They don't even know how to trade. They don't even know how to trade. That's why sometimes somebody who is a multi-millionaire in crypto can come and be giving you trade calls and is hitting stop losses and you're losing your money. It doesn't mean the person. See, you can be a good investor yet you're a bad trader. So someone can be a good investor and the person be a bad trader. You can be a good investor and be a bad trader. You can also be a good trader and be a bad investor. They sound similar, but they are different. So, because the method of investing differs. When you want to invest, that's why we're not start looking at division of innovation theory, which I mentioned earlier on. But this is not the focus of that. I'm just laying a foundation. So the TI, right? So for those who are noting down, then we have the MP. So one of the key things in trading is risk management, knowing how to manage risk. That's why if you're in the bull run group, there's this particular course and session I took on risk management. I took about 3 sessions specifically for risk management, showing you how to position size your portfolio both as an investor as also as a trader. I did that exclusively for those who are in the bull run group. So if you join the bull run group, you definitely have access to all this content, as it will definitely give you an edge beyond the majority in this space. Now, then we have the MP. The MP are the marketers and promoters. And the funny thing about the marketers and promoters is that the marketers and promoters might not necessarily be creators. They might not necessarily be innovators. They may not necessarily be traders. They may not necessarily be investors. They just know how to market this thing and promote this thing. So let's look at the mobile phone. Those who know how to, who started marketing and promoting Samsung, iPhones, the major marketers and promoters out there in the world are super, super wealthy. They are super, super rich. Yes, sir, yes. And that's how it feels. So there are people who are, so in crypto we call them right, a key opinion leader or influencers. These people make a whole lot of money. I mean, there are some influencers who take as much as 6 figures just to promote a particular platform. Some make as much as 7 figures. Some work as advisors. You advise projects. So an advisor is somebody who advises projects on what to do, strategies to implement, and they could do so well. So personally, for me, I work more in the part of strategy. So I could advise and break a strategy. And there are those who do not do that. Those who are just going full blown. They are doing that and all that. And there are those that most times the advisors are the ones who manage the skills. Like you manage them, you know how to, okay, this number of person. So most times people functions in different roles based on your expertise and based on what you know. Because basically, I've been in marketing for years now, basically away from various sectors, not even crypto, from Web2. I'm basically in marketing, like, and right now I have like a master's in an MSc in digital marketing as well, and I have about 4 different degrees in marketing, specifically both in growth marketing, digital marketing. So you see all this combined together, coming from where I'm coming from in the professional aspect of things. So marketers and promoters are in a different world entirely for any invention, be it the mobile phones, be it be it the models for smart for PCs, laptops, any of these inventions, the internet, mobile apps that comes in, MPs that make. So for you to be make the most money in any of this, you must fall into one of these category, either the CI, the TI, or the MP. But basically, majority of you, in fact, 90% of the audience we are having here right now who are following up, majority of you fall under the TI category, which are the traders and the investors. Now, I don't want to speak much about the investors, but the safest way to make money in crypto with little risk is approaching it as an investor, and you'll be able to make money when you invest it rightly. And if you want to approach as an investor, know what the right things to do, make sure you join the bull run group or get the ETF report. At this will really give you an edge beyond the majority and will be super, super helpful for you. Now, because this is a live trading session, we want to look at the charts a bit. And that's what traders do. Traders look at the charts. They look at the trade, they speculate about the chart and stuff. So let me look at the chart. Now, based on what has happened in the market in a couple of days, I will say 2 things and then we'll go straight to the chart. The first thing I want to say is you follow where the money is, right? Where liquidity goes, where there is volume, where there's so much amount of money, you go there. And when you go there, that is where you make the most amount of money. Right now in the crypto space, memes are leading. Before, memes used to signal the end of the bull run. But right now, it is not just signaling the end, it is signaling the start. It's signaling the beginning of the bull run. So basically, if you decide to trade only meme coins as a trader in the next 1 to 2 months, you will make most money than just trading everything. Because most times these memes, the majority of the memes have a mind of their own, and they are gradually decopulating from the Bitcoin. They are a bit like both a front runner. let me give a case study. So let me use PEEP as an example. That's going to be like the first chart we're going to look at now. Let's look at PEEP. So this is PEEP. I want to reduce the noise on the chart so we see little to no noise. So this is PEEP. Now, one of the things you begin to notice about PEEP is when Bitcoin wants to drop, before Bitcoin has a major drop in the past 1 month or two, PEEP coin drops first. What you start noticing that it starts struggling to go higher. It ranges, and then you now see a drop, and Bitcoin follows. The same thing happens now. How do we know that Bitcoin is about to now start moving up? If you look at PEEP has, from this point here, PEEP has been struggling to continue going down. It falls easily, it pumps easily. Memes are all like that. Now it's been struggling to go down. And what was it? This is a sign that what is called the Bitcoin is about to go up. Now let's look something on PEEP. Let's look at something for PEEP. So if you look at PEEP here, initially this is something I drew hours ago. I drew this hours like in the morning. So it's already played out. Half of it has already played out. So this was what I drew. So I was trying to first of all understand major points in the market, swing levels based on structure, right? The higher low, the higher high. You understand what I mean? So looking at that, we have like a higher low, the higher high, the higher low, the higher high, the higher low, and then this is a higher low based on the 4 hours. And then usually a low is only confirmed when we have a low either at the 50% or below the 50%. So all this other part doesn't prove any forms of low. But the fact that market came here and is bouncing at the 50%, so this is going to be like the low according to the 4 hours if this holds. So if this holds, this is going to be low. But initially I was expecting that, okay, BTC, this was a few days back. I kept this green lines here that, okay, this is going to like bounce up with the on the trend line. If Bitcoin continues going downwards, you could see peak drop to this point. But however, it didn't drop below here. And this level here is a weak low. This is not like a statistic low. Why? Because this does not validate a 50% retracement. Until you get a 50% retracement, a low is invalid. You can't call that a swing low. So this invalidates that. So but you could call it a weak low. So it's a speculative low that it could hold, it may not hold, and all that. So this was what I expected. What I basically expected is that price breaks up above here, which it did, right? And then comes down into here. Oh, sorry. Which we have it. It has done that, not exactly as low as I wanted, like exactly into the spot, but time frame differs and then continues going higher. So funny enough, I didn't even place like a buy limit because I didn't expect it to move in so fast. So initially this was what I would have done. I would have placed my trade this way, right? My trade this way, and then targets the higher levels. Oh, so since it's not, it's bounced from here, right? Which is around because these things are not picture perfect. Um, is for me to just expect higher movements, higher price movements. So basically, this weekend that we are entering, I believe bit memes should run this weekend because memes have been down for the past. Memes have been down for about a day or two now. So memes should run this weekend. Memes should be bullish for this weekend. I expect memes to be bullish. So I expect a higher price on PIP. It's already like activated from the initial entry I drew in the morning. Sadly, I was thinking maybe I think maybe sometimes when I do this, I want to hold our live streams a bit earlier. Maybe I might decide to just do a live stream in the afternoons or in the morning or at any time, so people can actually just say jump in and all that as well. So based on so okay, someone says we are not seeing the chart. Okay, this is the chart. This is the chart for PIP. That's the chart for PIP. So initially the it's supposed to what I drew, so they're playing out on that. So let's look a bit for BTC. Let's look at BTC, Bitcoin as well. A lot of people are concerned about Bitcoin. So basically, this is what I was expecting for Bitcoin, right? Um, I'll use like two charts to show you this. So this is what I'm expecting Bitcoin to come down to where it is, like where I drew the you can see where I drew the blue line. It tapped exactly that spot, and the next couple of hours should determine that. There are two things for Bitcoin. First of all, if Bitcoin breaks above 68K and stuff, then we're definitely very certain that Bitcoin is definitely just targeting to go higher and higher and higher. But there's a tendency that it might want to drop one down a bit just once more to 65,800 levels just to take out, because what you see here is that a liquidity has been created. So let me go to a different chart because I marked out several charts. So you see here now, this is a breakdown, right? A breakdown, and then a liquidity level has been created here. So this is a liquidity level, one. This is a liquidity level, two. So meaning that you could decide to see Bitcoin just drop once more. You know that flash drop, like one flash drop, boom. And once that flash drop happens, it's going to reclaim above and then just continue going higher. So two things: either it's just going to continue going higher from here. How you will know if it's go higher from here is basically a close above this green line, then it goes higher. But if you don't get a close above this green line, definitely it's going to just drop once more, just for the purpose, of oh, someone says BTC chart is not showing. Sorry, I've been making so many mistakes with the chart. Okay, so basically this is I'll have to explain what I was saying. So let me just do this briefly. BTC.p again. So this was the first chart I was looking at. I was like, I drew this blue line initially. This was also like hours ago, ahead of the live stream, basically at the point where I expect BTC to bounce from. And if you also notice, I think I also drew something. These things, like these major lines, were also drawn. This one here, the middle one, and this one above, as a zone in one of the last, I think the last time we did like a live trading session and all that as well. So BTC is to bounce from here, 66, which it is already happening. But however, the question now is, will it continue going higher from here, or do we get a flash drop? So two things. We can only be certain that it will go higher from here if it gives a close above 68K. So if it close, because this is like a lower low. Now, once it closes here, this means it has broken structure, right? And then it will continue going higher, 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 higher. Just when I mean higher, it's just continue going higher. But that doesn't mean that we could still get a flash drop. Now, the flash drop is just going to be like 1 week downwards, just to take out people who first go in on longs. And then based on, because here you see like a double bottom has been created. And you see this clearly on this other chart, which I drew here. No, the bottom is created. So we have like a break of the wedge pattern here. And then this break, so usually we could say this is a retest above it to continue going lower. Now, it could just be one flash. You can see where it's reacting from. It's like a clear double bottom here, and then there's already a liquidity point here. These are like two different liquidity points at this levels, which it could just wick it down a bit, reclaim, wick down a bit, reclaim into the zone. So it wicks down here, right, to 65,800, and then reclaim back and then continue going higher. So that tendency is there. Do not just have that in mind. Just have that in mind. Whether you are deciding to take longs on any other trades, on any other positions, just have in mind that if business decides to just wick down a bit, every other coin that you might be entering a long on may want to wick down a bit and then to reclaim and then continue going higher. So the month of June is a very positive month. The month of June, so we're having the monthly close, right? So let's look at the monthly chart a bit. So we're having like the monthly close, and we can see how the monthly is actually closing. This means that next month is going to be crazy. We should see BTC creating another all-time high level, right? So let me go to the BTC futures charts, which closes with the normal forex market. So this is the BTC futures chart, right? And you can see how the chart looks. So based on the BTC futures chart, you discover that BTC is still like inside there's a slight difference between this chart and the normal BTC chart, this is the real futures chart now, which coincides and goes with the forex market. So when the forex market closes, it closes, and it shows the CME gaps and stuff. So we had this drop of BTC to fill in the CME gap here, right? And BTC has filled the CME gap, and then we have you have a point whereby now, and what I'm saying is you maybe could just see one more flash drop possible into these levels. Now, if the flash drop is coming, where is it coming to? This area I put in this boxes. So you could just decide to flash drop, and flash drop is like the bottom of this wedge. You could decide to flash drop, or you could just continue going way, way high, and you can confirm it goes away when it closes above these levels. I think one of the things I may want to do is I may just probably post this on the Telegram. So this was one of the amazing calls we entered in the bull run group. So if you're not in the bull run group, you definitely miss out on this, because from time to time I usually drop the setups and all that on the bull run group. So make sure you join the bull run group so you don't miss out on all this. So this is WIF, right? It's called cut with heart, right? WIF, WIF. So WIF, we got in somewhere around here and rolled it way up, way up in the bull run group, and now it's heavily retracing. Now the retracement is into the zone. So this zone is a buy zone, right? So anywhere within this zone is a good buy zone for WIF. Why is it a good buy zone? Because what you've had here is a successful breakout of this triangle, and then we're having a retest. So definitely what we want to see is this I don't know why what I'm looking for, I can't see it. Okay, what we're already seeing here, right? So what we want to see is that from this zone, it just goes way higher, anywhere within this zone. So what I mean, any of this zone, so someone wants to, let's say, take trade within this zone, could decide to use this area, right, as the person's stop loss, because that's like the bottom. This I just turned to be red now, which is around 2.461, right? 2.461 could be tried to be used as the bottom and all that for that and what have you. So we've looked at people, we've looked at BTC, we've looked at WIF. So then there is this, then there's when, right? There's when. When is one of those coins that we made a lot of money in the bull run group as well. We did over 1,000% on when, because we got in at the right bottom, and we got in the right bottom because of the informations I have access to and I was privy to. And basically, this is one of the benefits you have when you're in the bull run group, because I get to share this information from time to time. So if you're not in the bull run group, you'll definitely be missing out on all these informations and time. So make sure you join the bull run group. If you check the description of the video on Facebook, I think the description should be on YouTube as well. You would see a direct link where you could click and reach out to me personally on WhatsApp to get a discount and get plugged into the groups and the platforms and what have you. So let's look a bit on this. So this was an initial run, right? An initial run I entered on when I made a lot of money in this run, and then we having a retracement too as well. So what has happened here is a bullish breakout after a consolidation for a period of time. So we've had this consolidation for a while, and after this so we've had this consolidation for somewhere around 11 days, right? And then we've also had this too, but I just want to focus on here. We had it in breakouts and wins way high, and now this is basically a retest. Now retest coming back way back into the zone, and it bounced off. So the crazy thing is that most of these things I actually drew them hours ago, but it's already activated so fast, but it's still fine. It's still good because these are like there's like a long way and journey with these stuffs and all that. So initially, the 50% of there are two ways to take this. Initially, the 50% of this of when the 50% of when it's is at 19230, 19230. So one could decide to enter this at 19230 and decide to use a stop loss of 1806, 1806. At the same time, one could decide to, oh fuck it, I just want to get in on the at the CMP and still use the 1806 stop loss. It all depends on whichever. But somebody who's using the 1806 stop loss is going to be big, and we want to wait. So there are like three ways to play on when. Where first of all, one could decide that one could someone says, do you know how much I have lost in wire for God? The only reason why you lost is basically because you did not sell off. And I answered that question repeatedly, and I told everyone to sell off and leave it. So if you aren't joining the live streams, you aren't listening to what is being said, you will definitely have lost money to it because you didn't take action. I told every single person to sell off and take profit off and leave it, whether you are 10% or 20% down as well, because the team was not being sincere. And people repeatedly asked that to me on a live stream, and I replied them. So this is why most times you shouldn't miss out on any live streams if you definitely want to be full on the information that is being dropped as well. A couple of so basically this person who is dropping this comment have not even been joining the live streams and maybe decided to join after once in a blue moon. Okay. Shifu, does BTC moves affect when as well? Does BTC move affect when? Yes, it does. Like I said, but generally these charts are strategically decopulating, shifting away. They are strategically shifting away, moving out from being controlled by Bitcoin per se. They are basically shifting to be controlled from Bitcoin per se. So the just like we're moving to the weekend now, and in the weekend BTC does not really do much. So altcoins have room to breathe. That's why most times, like I'm saying, with the way memes have been down for a couple of days, there's a positivity that we could have some positive run this weekend for memes. So now if you look here, like I said, there are 3 ways. So one could decide to enter here at CMP and use the big stop loss of 1800, or one could decide to wait that, okay, if this thing drops a bit to like 19230, they're going to enter and still use the same stop loss of 800. Or they could decide that, okay, let me just, I'm a risk taker, I want to enter a risk, I just want to enter at CMP, and then I'll use 198 as a stop loss. If it hits the stop loss, I re-enter again, just basically based on RR. So if you've been joining my live streams, you've been joining my sessions, you definitely understand what RR means, and you know how to play RR based on your preference. Everybody's preference differs, so the RR preference that suits you, you would want to go with that. You want to go with that. So we've looked at PEEP, we've looked at WIN, we've looked at WIF. We've looked at BTC 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there is one more coin that so I think this is the coin. So the chart is not showing up. Okay, this is it. So this is bonk, right? So initially this was when I entered my entry, and then I had a stop around 1 to like around almost close to CMP, not close, but almost close to CMP. But this is the thing. I don't know how to explain the entry model I used for bonk. I don't know how to explain the entry model I used for bonk, but this is it. This is it. This is it. This was where when I first entered, and then it pumped a bit. I sold here. It dropped again. I entered again. So kind of intraday kind of trading based on what I was expecting on the BTC chart. So, and then it's still up a bit around this range, and I'm targeting to go way higher, like to its all-time high. I know that as we move into next week. But this is the thing. If you look at this, whatever angles and stuffs I'm drawing here, the safest way to do this, the safest way for those who don't like taking risks, is you might want to wait for an impulsive candle that closes above this areas or zones I'm looking at, which is like the 3,700, right? 3,700, 3,600. Once you get a candle close above here, just you could just give you that positive energy that, okay, we are running way higher. Or at the same time, you could decide to wait that, okay, maybe if BTC said it wants to drop down a bit, this could decide to just waggle down a bit and then still continue higher. But the stop loss is still constant. But most times, PEEP moves before bonk, right? Or bonk moves before PEEP. So when we have like PEEP running first, then we after a while you now see bonk running alongside as well. So we've actually spent way above the time I wanted us to spend, because I actually took time to explain the times and season involved within the crypto space, blockchain space, and how to maximize it when it comes to innovation. And I also took time to talk about the DOI, which is a diffusion of innovation theory, and how it's applies to whatever industry, and also I even know how it applies to crypto. And then I also expatiated on the thesis which I developed basically from the DOI, which has to do with the people who make the most amount of money in any industry, in any space, which is cryptos, which is the CI, the TI, and then the MP. And then way after that, we now decide to now move beyond that area and move beyond that sector to make some little bit of emphasis on why you should make sure you should join the bull run group or get the ETF report, as it's definitely going to be super helpful for you. And then we start looking at the charts. We looked at Bitcoins, and I also make an emphasis on people who will make the most amount of money when it comes to the trading aspect of things are people who want to trade where there's much more liquidity, more price movements, and that is where memes are on the charts. I'm not talking about the risky memes people are doing in the DeFi and whatever. So maybe we're going to have another session where I'm going to expatiate on that. So everything I've spoken today is a bit, should I say, trying to summarize something that is way, 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 way big within a short time of an hour in the best possible way I can, and then see yet to deliver a little bit on the charts and the analysis and stuff. So what is going to happen is probably maybe on Sunday we might have another session, or Monday, but we're going to have I'll be coming live more actively this period. So yes, we are like live on about 5 different platforms, right? So I think we're live on YouTube, on TikTok as well, which the highlights are we're live on TikTok, TikTok.tv, on Twitter.x, on Facebook, and also on YouTube too. So basically, we're live on these 5 different platforms. So I might be more active, coming live a couple of times, and whatever I'm unable to explain in one sitting, I'll just build on that in the next live stream, expatiate on it more in a way that people will be able to understand clearer, and see how you can take advantage of whatever it is right now. And before I leave, I would say this is the time to do what is right, do it rightly, in the right way, with the right people, at the right volume. And that is the only way you will be able to make the right amount of money that you should. But if you decide to do everything, I know sometimes you could be carried away with so many things happening in the space, and you could see so many people trying to post that this person said they've made this, they've made that. But if you be very honest, most times, like I said, in the trading world, it's only few out of majority. It's a crazy world out there. The same thing happens. I think we have a lot of people who are the celebrity tokens and stuff, and you see all over social media, and so a lot of people are complaining they've lost money and stuff. So one wants to be careful and approach everything you do in this period with the right knowledge. And if you do it with the right knowledge, you will make so much money beyond your wildest dreams. Way, way, way beyond your wildest dreams. So much has been said so far, and we will call it a day here, and see you guys when I see you again in our next session.